What if they did indeed?
Then I would have to rebuild the stream, and I don't want to do that.
Rebuild, cross streams. You don't want to do any of those things.
Now if I can find the right button.
Right turn, Clyde.
Hey, you dorks, this is Gunnar Hansen, Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you are listening to The Dorkening.
Hi, I'm Brian Johnson, and although you probably accidentally stumbled across it and have no idea why you're watching it, you are in fact watching The Dorkening.
Hello, this is Tom Kenny, voice actor, the voice of the Ice King on Adventure Time, and SpongeBob SquarePants. Meow. Oh, Gary the Snail, too. Hey, guess what you're filling your eye holes and ear holes with? The Dorkening! Oh, I love the Dorkening. Very popular in Ooh. And Bikini Bottom.
Hi, I'm Lou Ferrigno. You're watching The Dorkening. And you know what? You don't like me when I get angry, so don't get me angry. You better keep watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, this is Felissa Rose, and you're watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, it's Courtney Palm. We're shooting Death House, and you're watching The Dorkening.
This is Anthony Michael Hall, and you're watching The Dorkening. Stay tuned, my friend's going to show you what entertainment's all about, baby.
The Dorkening.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, It's scary.
That's right. Once you go deadly, you don't go back. Deadly Grounds, the sponsor of the network here. Just head on to the show notes up above or down below. I did that backwards because my rum's kicking in. So we got an awesome show scheduled for you today. And as always, Powerful Brandon, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. I hope everybody else is having as fantastic a Wednesday as I am.
Oh, it's going to be fantastical. Steven.
Hello, everyone. Good evening and good morning. Well, good evening.
It's morning for some that watch us. And I forgot to mention my name's Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here, hitting all the buttons, and hopefully I'll hit the right buttons this evening. We'll see.
Yes, yes. Do your job, monkey.
I'll try. So Brandon, I was gonna take today off, but I figured, I want to chill out, have fun with you guys, and just, James was supposed to join us, but he had Papa duties that popped up.
Duties. Yes, he had Papa duties to attend to. I'm sure there are occasional Papa duties he has to drop everything for. But yes, good old Jimmy Bells. He's got to take care of a small, tiny human. So we'll fault him that, I guess. Fine, keep your offspring alive. but Robin, from what I understand, is doing very well. She's moving right along, footloose and fancy free. She's apparently the Muppets movie. I don't know.
James, if you're watching, we love you. We miss you. And I'm drinking out of my Darth Vader. This is a remake of the Burger King glasses from GameStop.
Okay. Nice.
Do not put these through the dishwasher.
Does it say not dishwasher safe? Like
it
anywhere?
does, but I've had to buy 2 sets. The first set I put through the dishwasher, all the graphics come off.
Yeah. So I had to buy 2 sets because the first set I did not read the box or instructions at all.
Well, I read the box, but I'm like,
And then in the second set, I fucking read that shit like it was the goddamn Bible at Sunday school.
That's why I read the instructions carefully, because Fright Rags sometimes release special glasses. They released the Silver Shamrock pint glass, and they released the pint glass for the Winchester Pub from Shaun of the Dead. I think they're going to release one a couple weeks from now for the Slaughterhouse Lamb from American Werewolf in London. But they always give out instructions saying hand wash only and hot water and soap.
I actually have that Silver Shamrock pint glass, and my wife bought the Winchester one because she loves Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, I have both of them. But I always hand wash. I don't put it in the dishwasher. It's always the one thing I always keep above, like I can reach it so it doesn't break in short hands.
My problem is so I've had a majority of the Burger King glasses, the originals from 77, 83, 85, and I've broken a numerous amount of them along the ways. I think I have like 5 left, so I need to go on a quest to rebuild the set.
Have you thought about not breaking them? Just putting that out there. just a suggestion.
Well, like the other day, I was doing dishes and it just slipped out of my hand and it fell like 3 inches, and then it was just a big crack up along the.
Holding the cup like this. That's my multivitamins, gang. I never leave this fucking desk.
No.
I'm here all day. This is where I work. This is where I play.
Oh, same here.
By the way, real quick, good evening, Serenity. We did see it, but we were jumping up our own asses real quick. So hi.
My coworker just moved, and he said his new apartment is smaller, so his work computer is in his bedroom, and it's like he now, instead of going to a different room to work, he literally just rolls out of bed and just like he's at work.
Man, that's a slippery slope. That's like walking the razor's edge, you know. It's like this could be really good or really unhealthy. Let's find out. Like,
it reminds me that episode King Size Homer, where Homer massively gains weight and he works from home, but he's sitting on his couch and his station's like right next to him, so he's using a broom just to hit the key.
Hit any key. Oh, where's the any key? Ooh, tab. Don't mind if I do. Huh? Oh, no time for that. Time to work. Oh God, Homer. Fat Homer.
And Tom says, happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy birthday, Leo. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. It's not my birthday, and my name isn't Leo, but regardless, I appreciate it.
So we got a lot to talk about. You sent an awesome list there.
Oh, thanks. I had time.
I have not had time. Today I took a couple days off, so today was like my first day back to work, and it was a bit crazy. I did get a chance to read 1 and 90% of the other of your comic book there.
Oh, excellent. Good. I mean, I hope the last 10% of it really drives it home for you.
I was trying to read it before tonight's show, the next one we're going to be doing, so just so people know what we're talking about, what's the name of it again?
The name of the book. I mean, we're doing it for the podcast Comics Paradox, but which covers alternate reality stuff, what ifs, elseworlds, just imaginary tales. Which will cover like other things down the line, not just the big two being DC and Marvel. There's all kinds of fun things you can look at that kind of play with pastiches and what have you. But this one in particular, we did a what if issue on an episode that may or may not be released. We'll see. We're working out the kinks. But this one is Superman's Secret Identity. It's not officially an Elseworld per se, but it does deal with like an alternate reality version of Superman. It's written by Kurt Busiek and drawn by Stuart Immonen. It's a wonderfully written and beautifully illustrated story. And it basically covers, for anybody out there that might be familiar with the character of like Superboy or Superman Prime that originated from Crisis on Infinite Earths. He was a kid named Clark Kent from our planet, from this Earth, where Superman, Batman, The Flash, Green Lantern were all comic book characters for DC Comics. You would assume that there's probably Marvel Comics and like Indiana Jones movies and Star Wars, stuff like that, just all the stuff we know from pop culture. But this kid, his name is Clark Kent, and he gets a little teased for it. And he was a nerd. He liked comics, and he actually liked the fact that he shared a namesake with Superman. And then one day he had Superman's powers. It was on Halloween when he dressed up as Superboy for Halloween. And in Crisis on Infinite Earths, that's when Superman showed up to say like, hey, the multiverse is about to be destroyed and we need your help. And he was like, cool, I've had these powers for 5 minutes. Let's do it, Soups. And, you flash forward like 25 years later and Superboy Prime goes all fucking whack job and like Jack Nicholson-esque on the fucking other side of reality, just starts banging against the fucking wall of reality with his fist. I wish that was a thing I just made up for fun right now. That's a thing that happened in the comic. But this particular story, Secret Identity, it takes place in the like this world where Superman is a comic book character, and this kid named Clark Kent from Pickettsville, Kansas, just wakes up one night after having a nightmare and has all of Superman's powers. And Superman does not show up to say, hey, help us save the multiverse, kid. And he lives his life. And he's a good kid. He kind of keeps to himself. And, it was a 4-issue prestige format series when it first came out. And it is probably one of the best Superman comics I've ever read, just because it really distills what the character represents altogether. But the way things line up in this Secret Identity story with what you know of from the comics is just, it's wonderful. It's a lot of fun. And Kurt Busiek really infused a lot of his own experiences and particularly locations that he grew up in and around. For example, Superman ends up eventually moving to Maine, which is where Kurt Busiek ended up living after his parents moved him from Boston, Massachusetts. And Boston, Massachusetts ends up being the stand-in for Metropolis in the story. So it's pretty cool. But if you want to hear more about it, you can check out the episode of Comics Paradox that we will be releasing, where we're going to blather on about it nonstop.
Yeah. And I just wanted to bring it up because, like I said, I've been trying to read it in between things. Fucking love it.
I knew you would, dude.
Oh my God. It's I'm so sad that I'm right at the point. I think I got like 20 pages left where he finds out his daughters have powers. He was saving the train.
Yeah. Oh man,
so good. Yeah. But we'll talk more about it, tonight after this show that we're doing right now, which we're going to talk about what if, Snake Eyes, and a bunch of other stuff.
So some more alternate reality stuff that more people are familiar with.
Yeah.
Like, Superman and trains living in real. That makes no sense to me. What if Black Panther was Star-Lord though? Oh, I get that. Explain that to me.
Let me just say for the record, I've said it. I said it last week. I'll say it again. I'm loving the animation that they're doing. It's gorgeous, especially this. This was gorgeous, and the storyline that they did, I was laughing. I was emotional. It was great, and the whole thing at the very end, they did the tribute to Chadwick Boseman.
Yep.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing what all the other storylines were, but the very end, which I know we'll get to, I was kind of a surprise, but I was like, holy shit, what if that happened?
So you guys did both watch the episode then, I'm presuming.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful. That makes this a lot easier. So you guys were like 2 to 3 thumbs way up. I don't know where the third thumb comes from. You decide. That's fantastic. I felt the first half of that episode was not good. And like as soon as it hit the halfway point, it was exactly the story it wanted to tell the entire time. I found myself not reacting to much of anything they were doing for the first like 12 to 15 minutes. It's not like I love what ifs and I love alternate reality. So I wasn't sitting there like, put my nose up at it. I think what my problem was, and I realized it a little bit towards the end, was the pacing of the first half of the episode. It was very, very fast. They gave no room to breathe. And I don't mean like for the audience. I mean for the characters. And I will say for myself, listening to the voices, it was impressive that they got a lot of the same, got all the actors to come back. You can tell who has never done voice acting before.
Yeah.
I felt in some instances, particularly, and I'm not trying to single anybody out. This was the first time I really thought it with Karen Gillan. When she was first sitting down with T'Challa on the couch in like the bar and, kind of doing her like, oh, I got a plan for you. I felt like I was watching a cut scene in a video game. Like it seemed, I don't know, the whole thing, not the quality of the look. I mean, just the entirety of the scene. It just didn't feel genuine. And then once they finally started going and doing the thing, and maybe because they didn't have to like retread some of the stuff that we kind of knew already, when it was fully new, that's when it was, I felt like the most exciting and the most engaging. I didn't care for some of the, I love the joking and humor that happens in Marvel, but there was a bit too much of it in the first like 15 minutes of this. Like,
well, more than the first 15 minutes, it was definitely a feel good episode. It was definitely
it was just dialed up to 11 for like the first half though. That's with the joking.
Well, joking, and then happy Thanos, and how many times are they gonna say that joke is genocide? But hey, it's efficient,
Yeah, I know. I mean, I did think it was great that they had Ophelia Lovibond come back. She is the British actress who played the slave to the Collector in Guardians of the Galaxy, the ones that caused all the shebang in the movie. I will no longer be your slave. That girl who grabs the gem or stone, whatever they call them. I wasn't really familiar with it when I saw Guardians, but she showed up in the show Elementary on CBS with was it Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu, where they play a modern day like Holmes and Watson. And she played like sort of his mentee. He was like a mentor for her. And she was great in that show. Everybody should know who she is at this point. But the fact that she came back for it, that Disney was like, yeah, we're not just going to like get somebody to do a British voice for this. We'll get her to come back. And I don't think she was like, oh, I'm so busy, Disney, I don't think I could do it. Obviously, I mean, there she was. But the connections that they're keeping and maintaining the sort of continuity, the consistency for what we've already seen on the big screen, it's impressive.
Yeah.
And it was crazy that they got Kurt Russell to come back.
Yep.
Oh, is it really crazy that Disney got Kurt Russell to come back? Disney got Kurt Russell, the star of The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes and The Strongest Man in the World and Sky High and Miracle and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Think about it. The money Disney has, it's just like they could just give it out. They really don't have enough.
Well, yeah, but we also know they don't like to give it out too.
Yeah.
Have you seen the prices of Galactic Resort? They have enough.
Have you seen how they dicked over Scarlett Johansson?
And it's business. They will, with any business, it's never enough. It's yeah. So spoilers, I found, and I put this in the chat, I don't know if you want me to go over, is the 9 episodes of What If, what they're about.
Yeah. Hey, gang, if you don't want to know what the 9 episodes of What If are coming up, well, just keep watching. You'll get over it.
Okay, so next we're going to get Loki in Earth. Episode 4 is Supreme Doctor Strange. Episode 5 is Party Thor. Episode 6 is Killmonger versus Tony. 7 is Zombies. 8 is Gamora versus Tony. And then 9 is Infinite Ultron.
Okay.
Infinite Ultron. That's going to be super fun.
Yeah.
I wonder if they got James Spader for that, because that was sort of a thing that everybody was saying, like, oh, really threw the monkey in the wrench because it seems like he wasn't able to do stuff.
Yeah.
No, I think that he was able to do it. I think.
Well, we talked about it on another episode, and so Blacklist, they did an animated episode, and his voice acting was not that good.
Well, he's had plenty of time to practice.
Oh yeah, but it was.
I mean, listen, if everybody that I've seen in this episode is any indication, then I mean, if he's not really all that great, it's not like he's not going to have company at this point, because that's one thing they definitely need to work on going forward. Is it's difficult for people who are used to using their body as well as their voice, their face, to convey everything, because that's what acting is. But when you're doing it all through voice, you have to do it all through voice. So that training can kind of work against you.
Yeah, that's one of the things I learned in broadcasting school is voice acting, and they said that using your hands and body is one way to get the voice out. And you're right. If you're seeing this episode recently and the episode before, it seems like.
Hold on. I know it's the wrong I'm talking, but I just when you say get the voice out using your hands, all I'm thinking is you got this tiny creature in your throat. And you're trying
there it is. That worked for you?
A little creature holding on to your teeth. No. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, this is. Okay. Basically, they're using. You have to basically watching this in the previous episode. it seems like some of the voice actors weren't coached the right way.
Yeah.
Maybe it might not have been necessarily that they weren't coached the right way. I mean, it's probably a little tricky because these are characters that they've embodied already. So that, you know, probably a little, not to say that anybody's too precious about it, but they're probably like a light touch, you know. But it's probably more the comfort factor.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of like, how do I explain it? You know, talking about using your face as in your eyes, especially with acting. Hugo Weaving was originally cast as was it Hugh? No, I'm sorry, not Hugo Weaving. James Purefoy was originally cast as V in V for Vendetta, which was produced by the Wachowskis. And after they started shooting the filming, he had to stop. He was like, I can't do this. Like, you're having me wear a mask the whole time and I'm stifled. I can't act against or with someone if they can't see my face and I can't properly express myself, which I think is viable. That's legitimate. I understand it. I've been on stage. I've done a lot of stuff like that. It can be very trying. And they brought in Hugo Weaving, who apparently didn't have any issue with doing it. But I think that same thing occurs when you give people, you know, time in front of a mic, but nothing else. They're like, how do I convey this? How do they know that I'm, you know, I'm upset or I'm happy or I'm excited or I'm, you know, like on the verge of exhaustion? You have to do all of that with just this. And, that's a whole set of tools that you have to develop over a long time. I don't think a crash course is going to help anybody do that. You know, there's a reason why the same voice actors are hired for things over and over and over again. It's a very, very particular skill.
Yeah.
I think his main issue though was because it was during COVID. It sounded that just the quality was terrible. And if he's recording from home again, yeah, it just sounded like he put a microphone on a dining room table, you know.
Hey, Red, is that you? Yes, it's me. Did you know you're my daughter? Or maybe not. Ooh, NBC's a blacklist. This is getting hot. You guys just keep me in suspense every week. Is she his daughter? Is she not his daughter? Oh.
Yeah, then they turned it into something totally complicated, and it's
yeah, it seemed like it was real simple to begin with.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's an interesting list though that we have going on for all of this. I think the one that a lot of people that we know are probably going to be, you know, creaming their jeans over is zombies. I think that's going to be one that a lot of people are going to really go nuts for. I personally like, okay, sure. You know, I'm not a...
To be fair, I'm excited for all of them. I'm not excited for any specific one because I haven't read the comic, so I'm kind of just...
I don't think this is going to really have much to do with any comic. I think we're just going to see something that happens slightly. I think with zombies, the only thing I can think of that it might potentially be, there's nothing to back this up. This is just me shooting my mouth off, which is apparently different from every other time I shoot my mouth off. I think zombies is going to probably come about from, what is it, Civil War, when they went after Crossbones because they were trying to get that biochemical agent from him and those other terrorists. I think that it might be something like, you know, the vial falls, like maybe Natasha doesn't catch it right at the last second, or maybe it breaks in Crossbone's hand. Maybe Crossbone's hands. Maybe Scarlet Witch goes to like do something with her energy and it cracks the vial, and you know, there you go, and it just ends up becoming a huge fucking, you know, endemic and pandemic, and you know, that's how the zombies start up. And I don't know what that means for the rest of the heroes and what have you, because what we've seen, just like the small clip, is the Winter Soldier like on some kind of boxcar, like, you know, mass transit train, whatever, going up against zombie Captain America. And I don't know if that means he was like kind of called upon by like Thunderbolt Ross or the government or whatever, or if he's just like last man standing and this is going to be Bucky's story going up against the zombies. It could go either way. I just can't think of any other time that we've seen some kind of like virus that could have been weaponized in the MCU. You know what I mean? It's like, I know there's like 23 movies, but that was a very particular instance that they made, like, oh, we gotta, it's a biochemical agent. They're gonna, who knows what they're gonna do with it, yada yada yada. They never even said what it did. So there's a lot of stuff to play with in that situation. But I could be way off. It could be something fucking dropping from space that causes the space zombie virus. Zombie virus.
Technically, if you saw the fan event tonight, it's 24, but it's 24 technically in a few weeks. 24 Marvel movies.
Yes, you're referring to the first reviews or whatever reactions to Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings. Yeah. Overwhelming response.
So this is unprecedented, where they did a special release. How many weeks early?
3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
And they did it in 25 markets. I have not read any of the reviews as of yet.
Well, it's just reactions right now. They're not. The embargo is still there.
But probably the embargo will lift probably a week prior.
More than likely, yeah.
Usually, it does.
But all the reactions are just overwhelmingly positive. People are just going gaga for it, which, I'm not surprised. That's usually how it goes. It helps that they did what they did with releasing it in such a way to really build up the excitement and momentum for it. It's sort of like the exact kind of thing you would expect Disney and Marvel to do for a movie, regardless of the pandemic. Like, this was a good, quote, small scale way to do this. And probably something in hindsight they should have tried to do for Black Widow.
Yep.
You know what I just thought?
No. What did you think?
Okay. So this movie is going to be the first one that they're doing a trial of to appease the movie theaters. A 45-day window between theatrical and Disney release. So no Disney premiere, or maybe it'll go to premiere or whatnot. But a 45-day window. I wonder if they're going to count to 45 days from today.
I wish they did that with Free Guy, damn bastards at Disney.
Probably not. What just happened here? I'm losing light. Ah!
Turn out the lights.
The vampires are gonna get me. I don't know why that just happened. Okay.
You have spooks and specters.
Yeah, for real. I don't know what that was. Like, nobody. My wife's in the other room. There's not like a remote for this thing.
Really?
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. It's not like it's a incandescent bulb or anything. Like, just kind of might be a little loose. No, this is like a brand new lamp, LED. Like, you can make it super bright, very dim.
Did the switch just go off?
It's like doesn't even. Yeah, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, you just like touch it. It just slides up and down. Like, there's no actual button. It's all touch sense. It's I don't like it. It's not good, man.
I've been on a I've been for a while, but since I signed up to Discovery Plus, I've dived deeper into the paranormal and UFOs and all that shit. And maybe you got a little specter there.
Yeah, maybe. Be just my fucking luck.
That brings me to just Jeff over at the Token Dead, when we were having a show the other day, we were talking about the Bridgewater Triangle.
Ah, yes, the Bridgewater Triangle. My friend's uncle is the one that produced that documentary.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. Yes, as a matter of fact. We were in Boy Scouts together and everything.
I didn't know there was a documentary, but I'll seek it out.
Oh, hey, there's a documentary.
Huh. Well, you know what I found out, and so I'm a little obsessed with domain names. Could you believe that Bridgewater Triangle and thebridgewatertriangle.com, nobody thought to buy them up?
So how much did they cost you, Leo?
$10 a piece.
Nah, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
So I just been toying with something, but I'll show you guys real quick.
That's great.
Yeah.
Bridgewater.
Yeah, I'm gonna play around with it, but that may be a shirt coming soon.
I like it. If you could just get the spaceship higher up on it, so it looks like a full triangle coming from the spaceship.
Yeah.
That way it goes right into the idea of Bridgewater Triangle.
Oh, I can do that. I'll play around with that.
Yeah. Go nuts, man.
Yeah.
Have fun with those domain names you just purchased.
Start your own conspiracy theory website.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should track down the documentary, man. Like I said, my buddy's uncle, he is the one that produced it. My friend's brother actually made the Sasquatch costume for it, and he was like 18 when he made it.
Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff happening over there. It's they kind of like there's shock docs.
Yes.
Okay, and they just released a new one for Hudson Valley, New York.
Oh.
And apparently that's like a paranormal hotspot. Like this one house that they were at, so there's like Sasquatch sightings, but there's also a lot of UFO sightings. And one house, which was built in like the 1700s or whatever, has they think it has ghosts in it, but also the people are being abducted by aliens, or claim to be being so it's like both.
So it's got ghosts in it and people are being abducted by aliens. What are they fucking working in cahoots?
Maybe.
Just sounds like an overly convoluted episode of Scooby-Doo.
Well, it's everything's being mismatched. Kind of like they think Sasquatch is an alien or something like that. It's some of the like Bigfoot shows are like, there's one I was watching where like they had a thermal of what they thought was a Yeti, and they shined a light of where the thermal was, and you couldn't see anything. They go back to the thermal, you'd see the Yeti, shine the light, nothing there. They kept on going back and forth, and it was yeah.
I mean, I don't know where to start from that. Like, I want to be like, Sasquatch, she's not an alien, but then it's like, oh, but also Sasquatch isn't fucking real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how can I get upset about somebody thinking that when I think the whole thing is fucking preposterous to begin with? Yeah, I don't know. It's like arguing over whether or not Santa Claus wears a blue or a red suit. Who fucking cares? He doesn't exist. Like, talk about arguing over fucking inconsequential bullshit. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. So anyway,
yeah. So comics and stuff. Did you guys watch Snake Eyes yet?
I've not.
Okay, neither have I. It's available on VOD.
All right, great review.
Yeah.
One thing I can definitely say about Snake Eyes that came out this year, it is available on VOD.
To be fair, I have no interest in Snake Eyes because it's with the character, and we talked about it on our podcast. With the character, there's mystique in the character. It's just a guy in a mask, a ninja, basically. With the trailer that we saw, he's not in his uniform for the majority of the movie. It's like an origin story. So it's not Snake Eyes. I mean,
the cool thing is, and I can't remember the guy's name. I'm gonna look him up, but he's in Warrior. Has been watching Warrior?
No, not yet. It's on my list. You've mentioned it several times.
Yes, I have. And his name is Andrew Koji, and I think he plays Storm Shadow. Yeah, he plays Storm Shadow. And
I know Samara Weaving is in it because she was she's not only Hugo Weaving's daughter, but she was
fucking teeth.
But she was in a movie called,
I'm Hugo Weaving's niece. Sorry.
but she's also in a movie called Ready or Not, which a few years ago was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good. Still good now, actually.
Mm.
That and The Hunt actually make for a good double feature. I think. God damn it, Leo. I'm gonna fucking The Warrior by goddamn Scandal stuck in my head for the rest of the fucking week now. Like all I have now is Patti Smith like I am the warrior. Fuck.
Sorry, I mean it's a good show. It's kind of
not a bad song either, but I just
know.
don't need it on loop.
But kind of like I mentioned, Ted Lasso is a good show. You know.
Yes, no, Ted Lasso is an incredible show.
Yes.
Like I laughed, I cried, I ate all the cookies. It's so good, man. Like I should have realized that it was gonna be that quality when the second I saw Bill Lawrence's name involved.
Yeah.
Because like Scrubs is one of my all-time favorite shows, like I mentioned before, and man, this has so much heart, and it's just like, man, it's so fucked up that a show like that can be considered like so good based primarily on the premise of what if people were good? That's really what it boils down to. What if people were decent? They cared about one another.
Yeah.
What a world this would be, gang?
So this brings up a thought, and it's entertainment based. But remember back in a day where you went to HBO for quality. You know, anything that came out of HBO was just phenomenal. And now you have HBO, which is now being run by the guys from Discovery Channel. And how HBO is being flooded with content, like everything is going to HBO, and a lot of it isn't quality. And I mean, we won't even mention what happened to Game of Thrones, which I think was like the death knell of. Well, anyway,
Listen, man. I could tell you all about the fucking executive fuckery over at HBO. It's not like a new thing, all right? Like,
I know, and just fuck D&D, you know, the guys from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, no, I knew you meant.
My wife just got home. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah,
don't apologize for your wife coming home.
No
she lives there, man. She's allowed.
So this got me thinking that maybe Apple is the new HBO. They're not releasing a ton of stuff, but pretty much everything I've seen from them hits home, like hits a home run.
Yeah, I
Leo,
want to see that
just
movie.
realize that now because last year they released Greyhound, a movie with Tom Hanks, and after I saw that,
I mean that they're the new HBO. I mean, I'm saying I know they've been doing quality content.
Yeah.
But we kind of thought that they were like a flash in a pan. You know, last year they were new, but now it's been around for 2 years. They have like the second season of Central Park is out.
Yeah.
They've just done Schmigadoon. Ted Lasso is holy fucking shit. Morning.
Yeah, like if you watch that show, honestly, like I've watched Central Park, I love it. I've watched Schmigadoon, I love it. I'm a musical like fiend,
and especially
anyway.
their new movie that's coming out, Coda. A lot of people are giving it rave reviews.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like I actually have that marked on my list on Apple. But I mean, if you watch something like Ted Lasso and you're just like not moved by it even remotely, and when I say moved, I don't mean like brought to tears. Or you have some like fucking epiphany of emotions, or just I mean even laughing. If you have none of that, you're a fucking monster. You're dead inside. You have no heart. You're worse than the fucking Grinch. There is nothing to grow 3 times that day. All right. I'm just putting it out there.
Oh yeah, totally agree.
What I'm saying is you have no soul, hypothetical person, and I'm using the term person very loosely.
I mean, so does that take? Is that a taken off of us gingers not having a soul? So now it's
fuck no. That's bullshit. I mean, if gingers don't have a soul, then I don't know what the fuck that says about me. Because like, I've told you before, like I was semi-ginger, like I was reddish haired growing up. My dad was like full on howdy doody, and that guy went to seminary to become a Catholic priest. So I don't know what the fucking rules are there, man. Last time I checked, you gotta kind of have a soul to, swear your soul. Like, just saying. You promise to do all of this for the rest of your life. It's called holy orders. They don't. It's not like you get up there and they're like, hold on. Yeah, you're a redhead. Get the fuck out of here.
Unless they're like a secret agent and they're, I don't know.
I'm a double agent. Yeah, Lucifer sent me. Lou Morningstar. Oh, no, we'll go full Angel Heart. Lucifer.
I sold my soul to the devil, but little did he know there was nothing to sell.
Yeah, you got a shitty bill of lading, dickhead. Why'd you sell it to somebody else? Nothing to sell. Look at this hat, black as pitch.
Don't need a devil went down to Georgia. You just got the ginger loophole.
Devil went down to Georgia. Listen, the fucking devil is a cheating asshole, okay? Fucking cheating asshole. Fucking, what's his name? Johnny? Fucking played against him. And then fucking devil starts, and he all of a sudden has like a full fucking rock accompaniment, fucking whole background, goddamn band. And meanwhile, fucking Johnny's still over there like, what the fuck? Like, I thought we were playing fiddles, dude. I know you're going to be fucking breaking out like a wah-wah pedal on a bass, you fuckhead. I'm just saying, that's automatic disqualification. Like, that wasn't the contest. But that's neither here nor there.
Kind of similar to the rock off between Tenacious D and the Devil.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I still... well, anyway.
Sorry. I know I brought us way off topic. So
speaking of the devil... And, the devil in Marvel being Mephisto, and Mephisto not being involved at all in Captain America 4, turns out Anthony Mackie just signed and closed the deal to star as Captain America in the next movie.
Awesome.
So it is official. Yes. I think that's great news. I'm very curious to see what the storyline is going to be, particularly with what we're seeing seeded in the Disney Plus shows. What with the Contessa, is it Contessa or Countess? Whatever, Val. What she's doing.
Elaine.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it certainly looks like on her side of it, I mean, it appears that there's going to be like a Dark Avengers or Thunderbolts kind of thing, where they're gonna. I think it's not going to be either one, but it's going to be reminiscent, probably a government-sponsored Avengers, and that's where you're going to see, or maybe not government-sponsored, but third-party sponsored Avengers, and that's where you're going to see U.S. Agent and the new Black Widow and so on and so forth. I mean, I think we'll see Echo out of the Hawkeye show take over as Ronin for Dark Thunderbolts. I just throw a portmanteau. I don't give a shit. But yeah, it's really cool to see that Anthony Mackie is going to be fully stepping into the role, and I'm honestly looking forward to more of the kind of movie we saw with like the Winter Soldier. And I don't mean all the action beats, all that. I mean, it felt like a 70s like political thriller. Like that's the kind of feel that I think they need to shoot for. That fit very well with the character and characters set up in Captain America.
Yeah, and they already did that. They should continue that trend. They did that with Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That was like a political thriller.
Yeah,
and they should continue that trend with Captain America 4.
Yeah, I think so. And there's a lot. So long as they don't become, this is a tightrope walk for Marvel, but like They need to try to not be formulaic. Like, it's going to be very hard because that is their formula. All right. They do find that the shape of the cookie works every time, so they just go right down the line. I think what made something like The Winter Soldier so good was that it wasn't in the same mold as everything else and felt very much like some of the stuff that you would have seen coming out in like the 70s or even the 60s. I mean, the touches of things, Manchurian Candidate, and it's just like the little stuff. It's really cool to see how that all kind of came forward into a superhero movie. And there's just like so much that can still be done within that world. And I would just love to fucking see Batroc the Leaper wear an actual fucking mask at some point. Just give me a fucking mask. Have him wear the stupid purple coat that he's been, wearing. That's fine. I don't need like the weird shit that he has on in the comic book full blown, but just fucking have the guy do something to cover his identity. For Christ's sake, just something.
And a bigger dance number too.
We get it. You can do flips in midair. Good job. What's his power again? Oh, he can do flips in midair. Okay, great. But yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of potential for stuff there, and we may even see more from Isaiah and his grandson, especially his grandson. I'm really intrigued to see how they do that, because in the comic books, mutants existing was actually very integral to the plot of Patriot, as he was known in Young Avengers. For those of you who aren't aware, Isaiah's grandson, he lied and said that he had actually inherited his grandfather's abilities, some of them, like endurance and all that, because of the super soldier serum. But we all know, like, logically and historically, that couldn't be possible. But the kid was jumping around and doing all this crazy shit with the Young Avengers, and then it came out to be that he was actually using something called MGH, mutant growth hormone, which was a growth hormone that was taken from abducted mutants and then sold on the street, which would give people like normal humans some enhancements for a short amount of time. And it was the power in and of itself, let alone the chemical, was very addictive. So it was a pretty big deal when they realized what was happening. And he eventually, he stopped and he actually trained and got to the point where he was basically just like really well trained and like sort of a new age Bucky at that point. And not as cool as him potentially having all the super soldier abilities, but I don't know what they might do in lieu of like MGH. It just seems like that might be an opportunity for them to tell a similar story.
Yeah, especially if they have to introduce mutants at some point. So it's only a matter of time. We're just waiting.
They're biding their time. I mean, look how far away they're doing Fantastic Four. We're getting Fantastic Four down the road. There's rumors about that they're introducing Reed Richards in Quantumania. So, I mean, the only way they can introduce the mutants is after that. I mean,
yeah,
all the seeds are planted for everything else. So
there's no rush, honestly.
Yeah.
There's no rush. We had so, like the public had so many lackluster X-Men movies / projects thrust upon them in a relatively short amount of time that it's good to take the step away and reset. Because the more we let Hugh Jackman get old, the less we'll hear he should just take over as Wolverine again. Like, oh yeah, he should take over as Wolverine. What if he fucking does it? Well, then they should cast Keanu Reeves. Oh yeah, great idea. Let's recast the 53-year-old actor with the fucking 56-year-old actor.
Keanu is immortal, so just
You say that, but I think we all can admit that he did not look quite so young in Bill and Ted Face the Music. Let's be real.
It's makeup because they need to make him look a little old so that,
And for the record, Kiana's dance card is already full with Matrix 4, John Wick 4, and a John Wick TV series. His dance card's full.
Well, John Wick, we still have another 3 movies to go.
3? Yeah. There's 3 more fucking movies. There's 3 more of those fucking things. Are you fucking serious?
That's the rumor because it's each movie needs to be a.
I fucking hate everybody. Jesus Christ. 3 more fucking
Well, it was.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's a fan theory, but one that I agree to. Each movie's supposed to be a level of grief.
Ugh.
Well, we'll wait till the 6th one comes out, and we'll see your theory is correct.
Okay. Yeah, wait till the 6th one. What level is this? Oh, this is the level of the executive wanted to make more money and milk this fucking cash cow.
There's,
that old chestnut. I remember
7
right after my dad died, I felt that same way.
There's 5 levels of grief, and we'll see if they continue that with number 6. That's what I was referring to.
There's 5. Oh, yeah, 5 stages of grief. Okay.
Yep. 5 stages of grief. Yes.
Okay, so I'm wrong. There's not 3. There's there's no.
Well, there is 3, but then there's also 2 more, making a total of 5.
There we go. 2 more movies to go. Okay.
You were technically correct, which is the best kind of correct. I didn't say which 3. I fucking can't stand that they made a sequel to John Wick. I cannot stand it.
That one was pretty good.
I fucking hate John Wick too. Oh God.
Oh, I friggin' love John Wick.
Nope. I love the first movie. Absolutely adored it. Hate that they made sequels.
Really?
I felt the second they were like John Wick 2, I was like, oh cool. Yeah. This is just like Taken 2. All right. Yeah, good stuff, guys. Yeah, really need this.
The second one I could see because he had to go after the head guy. It's been a while since I've watched it. But yeah, there was still one more level that he had to go after. But the third one, I didn't really care for the third one. The second one I liked. The first one I absolutely fucking loved. The third one, it definitely, it's one I really can't rewatch.
Yeah, I feel the same way about 2 and 3. Anyway, get off the John Wick train. Okay. Let's see here. What else we got?
Well, what about the and this is a good segue. What I'm about to say could lead into a segue.
Well, maybe we'll find out.
There is a petition to get Superman and Lois away from the CW.
Oh, okay. I mean,
and get it onto HBO.
Yeah, sure. I mean, whatever. Listen, Superman and Lois is a really good show. But maybe it's good that a good show stays on the CW.
Yeah.
And doesn't just stay on HBO Max. Don't put everything all together, especially for one of the most famous comic book characters of all time, on a pay streaming station, like make it accessible for everybody. But yeah, I'm really worried because those petitions, they usually change an awful lot all the time.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
The season finale was this week though, and I'm assuming you had a chance to see it.
I did. It was good, and also left me kind of scratching my head and saying, "Oh my God, what? That's the season finale." It was good ending.
Yeah,
and it had a resolution, but then dropped some stuff right there at the end, which will help with character development on one character in particular. But man, it's going to be really cool to see how this is going forward, because I really just love the fact that they've finally brought John Henry Irons into live action, and it's not a fucking joke, because Steel is a terrible fucking movie and no one should ever be forced to watch it.
Tell us how you really feel.
God awful. But well, Shaq has a Superman tattoo. We should just cast him. Yeah, good call. But no, it was done really well, and it's, I don't know, I'm really looking forward to the next season, especially because the villain of this was something I did not see coming whatsoever.
Yeah, it's I really enjoyed it as well. And this whole season has been, it definitely went ways that I thought it wouldn't go. You know, I just love how they didn't really draw out too much. You know, they didn't throw a ton of drama into it. They didn't take the first storyline and you know, just like the mystery of, you know, who this character is, Steel, you know, or the different Lex or whatever, and just like, you know, draw that out for a season and a half. You know, I love that they, like you said, there was definitely resolution, and they kept on giving you resolution, you know, throughout the entire first season. Really well done, and you know, it's definitely keeping its way away from the CW because there hasn't been any crossover whatsoever. Well, into Superman and Lois, but Superman's been in other shows.
Yeah. It's keep it away. Yeah, absolutely. I'm good with that. That's fine.
Yeah. Tom says, personally, a petition for Superman and Lois isn't really necessary, seeing how they had episodes on HBO Max. And I'm sure they'll bring it back with the first full season in time for season 2.
I think it's more a question of the quality and budget. I think a lot of people are worried that it's going to fall into like the CW trap.
Yeah.
That we've seen like every other show on the CW fall into. But otherwise, yes, I 100% Tom. They will definitely be putting it on HBO Max from the CW. So, you know, no worries there. One that made the other jump was Stargirl to CW. That was originally on DC Universe, and now it's specifically on CW. It's only a couple episodes in. It's a lot of fun. I recommend checking it out. They did have the Green Lantern's daughter, Jade, show up in the most recent episode. That's Alan Scott, Green Lantern from the Golden Age Justice Society.
Nice.
It was really cool, and they had a Green Lantern on that before John Diggle was a Green Lantern. So eat it.
Yeah, what's going on with that? I mean, they just about lined everything up. They just didn't take a swing.
Yeah, well, you know, fucking whatever. Who cares? It's really? Oh, I can't wait to see John Diggle be Green Lantern on a CW show. Whatever. That's so weak. I mean, they listen to all the fans. Man's like, oh, well, he could be Jon Stewart, but his name is Diggle. Oh well. And then the fucking showrunner's like, well, his stepfather's last name is Stewart. Maybe there's something there. It's like, oh, you guys are the worst. Just the worst.
Well, hopefully they clean up their act. But I'll definitely check out Stargirl. I also need to definitely get back in touch with Titans.
Yeah,
how do you like season 3 so far?
I don't mind it. You know, I like how in the first couple seasons, even into this one, Jason Todd, like, I don't like him, and you're not supposed to. He is not supposed to be likable. They're doing like a Red Hood thing with this. In anybody that's seen any of the previews, you know that, you know, even if you know the comics, Red Hood is Jason Todd. But like in the comics, Red Hood is, you know, he comes back years after Jason Todd was killed, and that's why nobody knew exactly who he was when he first showed up. I mean, Jason is killed, but then now he's back, and there's no real explanation still, but it's like blink and he's back. You know, that's that. But I will say they put the first 3 episodes out on the premiere date. And by the end of the 3rd episode, there is a status quo change in the team. And yeah, I read a few things about it after the fact, and people are like, oh, that, you know, that's the kind of thing that needs to happen. It, you know, shows this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, okay, but for me as a comic book fan, and I'm not going to give a spoiler here, But for me as a comic book fan, I saw it and I was like, this might be their way to make some characters the way that they're supposed to be, according to the comic. That's all I'll say. I could be way off base. But it just seems like maybe one of the ways to work around how they had initially established some of these things, and now they want to get bigger and badder with it. So yeah, check out the first 3 episodes of Titans if you get the chance. You'll absolutely hate Red Hood and Jason Todd, and that's okay.
In the previews, they show him being killed by Joker with a crowbar, so it's nice that they keep that the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like super long or anything, but yeah, that crowbar is definitely iconic, and it makes more than one appearance. So there's that.
The crowbar actually makes an appearance in Teen Titans Go.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, apparently it's on a shelf in the background in
Lovely.
in Robin's house or whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There's a couple not spoilers. My mind's wiped. Well, anyway, I guess he didn't like that. So we're going to be talking about Spider-Man as soon as he gets back. You ready for that, Steven?
Of course.
Yeah. Did you have anything else on the list before we?
I did. And all that talk about Titans and kind of forgot about. Actually, yes, I read an article today that Sylvester Stallone has been on the top. He from 1970 to now has been in the box office. You know, the top films. He's been from his movies that he starred in has been in the box office. You know, record like the top box office films from 1970 to now. So I think it was like Rocky, First Blood, Demolition Man, I think, and then something in the 2000s, maybe Expendables, and then Escape Plan, and then Suicide Squad. So anything that had a box office record.
It was going over like through the decades.
Yeah. So he has topped the box office in every decade since 1970.
Got it. Okay, I see what they're. So it's not like top grossing like Sam Jackson, you know, has been in the most top grossing movies. It's just okay. I see it. Yeah. I mean, he's been, you know, I've been a Stallone fan ever since I was a kid in the 80s. You know, just. You know, I loved watching, you know, the Rambo movies and Cobra. Oh my God, Cobra was so good. You're the disease and I'm the cure. Brandon's still not back. So what we will do is we'll start wrapping things up. Spider-Man No Way Home trailer at CinemaCon. I read that it's going to be a private release. It's not going to be actually at the con.
Troll. For all you people excited for the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, you're disappointed again.
Yeah.
I don't think you're getting it between now and December. Maybe you'll get it with Shang-Chi.
Well, I think we'll get it. But I think... See,
you have a better probability of CM Punk showing up on AEW Rampage this Friday night than a Spider-Man No Way Home trailer coming out in a few weeks.
I don't get your wrestling.
I know you don't, but a lot of people in the comments probably do.
I'm sure they do. So yeah, I got a feeling that these trailers have so many spoilers in it, because the big thing is, you know, who's in the movie, you know, and they keep on saying, oh, so and so is officially in it, and I keep on seeing things where we're gonna get Toby and Andrew back.
It's like Who's on first? It's like this modern Marvel equivalent of who's on first. Oh, who's going to be the multiple Spider-Mans? Oh, Toby and Andrew. Oh, who's going to be the, villain in this? Oh, who? Type of thing.
Yeah, we'll see. It's definitely interesting.
I'm going to probably say if we don't get it by next week, then there's no hope for it coming out between now and Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Tom Moore says, Steven, you think that dude on Twitter lives up to his word?
Be more specific on that dude, because I have more followers on Twitter than you can imagine. So be more specific, Tom. Who on Twitter?
Ooh, la-di-da, you got a lot of followers?
Yes. But I still don't have my blue badge. Twitter, verify me. Anyway, where was I? I don't think we're gonna get Spider-Man No Way Home before Shang-Chi. We might get it before Eternals, which is in November, which may make sense because there's a month between Eternals and No Way Home. So there's probably a chance we'll get it before Eternals.
When's No Way Home coming out?
December 15th. Eternals comes out November 5th. Unless the powers of COVID change around.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, they've already pushed Venom. They've already pushed another Sony film.
Yeah, but I think with Black Widow, hopefully they learned their lesson. The movies need to come out. And if people stop going to the theaters, then okay. So Tom Moore says that dude that posted that he will pay money in regards to CM Punk showing up on Friday.
Oh, it's that the people that do that, I don't believe them 1 second, but I followed him. I retweeted him. So if he's going to pony up $5 for all 100,000 people that retweeted, he's going to be paying all 3 of his stimulus checks to people. So,
okay.
I mean, that it's like I said, you have a better chance of CM Punk showing up Friday than a No Way Home trailer in 2 weeks. Just saying.
Okay. Well, Brandon must have lost power or something. So we're going to urge everybody, definitely check the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. Brandon has a group called Powers Combined. You can find a link there. It is an awesome group. I belong to it. I believe Steven belongs to it.
Yep.
And the main rule is don't be a jerk. Otherwise, you could get booted. And for the Dorkening, we have a bunch of stuff going on. We have our Facebook group, our Facebook page. You can find us Twitter, YouTube, but head on over to thedorkening.com. Just about 40 shows on the network. A lot of awesome people doing a lot of awesome stuff. And for me, just Google me, you'll find me. Steven, where do you like people interacting with you?
You can follow Super Retro Throwback Reviews on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have 2 shows exclusively on the Dorkening Podcast Network: Super Retro Throwback Reviews and CSI The Vegas Files. Episode 160 comes out. No. Hello, Brandon.
Hi, guys.
What happened?
Apparently there was a lightning strike not too far off from here.
Ooh.
I had a brownout for a couple minutes there, so I had to kind of restart everything. So sorry about that. I'm really sorry.
No worries. We weren't. I kind of figured it was power related, so we were starting to wrap things up. We talked about Spider-Man No Way Home.
More like Spider-Man No Way Homie, because we ain't getting that trailer anytime soon, huh, kids?
No, and from what I've read, it's going to be a private release at CinemaCon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Only the vendors and such that attend CinemaCon will be able to see it, and a lot of people are speculating that that means like, oh, maybe like a week later or whatever, but who knows at this point.
Yeah, it's going to leak online. Somebody's going to sneak in a phone and
somebody's going to wear those like spy glasses. They're like, oh yeah, here's my phone.
I actually went to a convention where they were doing a special screening of a trailer, and they were asking at the door to remove glasses just in case they were Google glasses.
Wow. So that was a few years back, eh?
Yeah, it's wasn't a ton of years back. It was probably like 4 years back.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're being overcautious. So, yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to bring up before we wrap it up?
No, I think it's all been pretty much covered.
Okay. Where do you like people interacting with you, my friend?
You can join me over at the Powers Combined Facebook group. Just have a lot of fun. Number one rule is don't be a jerk. You break that, you will be booted. And then you can follow me on Twitter at Brandon's Powers and Instagram at this Brandon Has Powers. I am here every Wednesday on the Dorkening podcast. And I am also doing Comics Paradox, the alternate reality comic book tales podcast, which will be coming out bi-weekly.
Cool beans. And Steven, I know you started to say that, and you were talking about having 2 shows.
Yes, we have 2 shows. Super Retro Throwback vs. the Audio Files and CSI The Vegas Files. They're both exclusively on the Dorkening Podcast Network and everywhere you get podcasts. Like I said before, you can follow Super Retro Throwback Reviews on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Super Retro Podcast. Leo's a backer. A lot of people are backers. Check it out. Back us. You can get monthly bonus episodes. Our monthly bonus episode for August came out today. The top 10 worst SummerSlam matches of all time. You can participate in polls. What top 10 or top 5 polls you want us to do for our show. We put up a poll today for the month. The top 5 worst musicals of all time or the top 5 Westerns. So become a backer and participate in our poll. And just check us out.
Okay.
And I'm here every Wednesday on the Dorkening.
Sounds good. And head on over to thedorkening.com. Like I said earlier, you can find all the shows on the network, just about 40 shows, and a lot of awesome people doing a lot of awesome stuff. And with that, we'll catch you guys later. Bye.